Thank you so much for doing this interview with me, man. As we speak, we're at the CCMA headquarters. Did you do a performance earlier, or are you going to be doing one soon? What was going on here?
Yeah, going to be doing one after. Had another, little live session before this, and we're going to do a little playing and kind of share a little bit more about myself.
Fantastic. Look, man, it's great that we're getting the chance to talk Pillow Talk.
Talkin.
Pillow Talkin, coming out on Christmas. How does it feel that you are giving Canadian fans a Christmas gift in its music?
It's cool. It's not something I was expecting to do, but it's gonna be fun. I'm glad to finally get some stuff out there, and so for people to hear, what my music's like, and so it's out on digital platforms on the 20th, and then the 25th it gets released to radio, and so.
Fantastic, man. And it's funny that you say that too, because you've really done it the old-fashioned way, the bar scene, playing, the small places and, working your way up to awards and stuff like that too. And I want to get into that. But let's talk about, of course, being a BC native, the love of country music. Where did that all start for you?
I grew up listening to country music. And so it's something that was always in my blood. It's always been my roots. And I was doing music for a while before, but I didn't really do country music. But we ended up disbanding, and actually ended up starting to play for other musicians, doing country. And I wanted to go back to my roots, and I still wrote music, and I think I'm just a country guy, so when I write music, it comes out country. And so I just knew that I had to get back to it. But I actually got inspired to use music to help people. And I do nonprofit work down in Central America, in Guatemala. And that's kind of what inspired me to go, I want to do something bigger and better than what I'm doing now, and I want to use music for that.
Wait. Hold on. Where were you again? I love how you just sort of slid that over. Sorry. Yeah. Go back again to the other side of the world. Where were you again?
In Central America, in Guatemala.
Doing what?
We sponsor a couple villages down there. We work with an organization called Hope of Life, and then my nonprofit that I started a couple years ago with a couple buddies, we've partnered with them, and so we go down, at least once a year still, but for a while I was doing about 3 times a year, and we do building projects. We put clean water into every house in the villages, or at least into the villages. We do build homes, build schools, medical clinics, whatever the villages need.
Do you remember the first time going there and what the experience was like?
Yeah, I do. I'd never left North America before, so it was very, it's still attached, but it was this whole different world. But I think some people process first and act later, but I'm much more of a act now, process later. And so I didn't think too much about it, you see all the poverty, and we do baby rescues for malnourished children, mm-hmm. and to see them in such bad situations. It's heartbreaking, but I just knew that we had to do something about it. And if we could, then there's no question about it. I had to do it. So.
Before we move on, though, is there like a website or anything we can go to if people want to donate or help out or learn more information?
My nonprofit is we're still building the app and the software and the website and everything right now. It's called the Climate Outreach Society, but we haven't launched it quite yet, but we're still on the ground doing the work before we can actually get it online. But the organization we work with down in Guatemala is called Hope of Life.
Okay, fantastic. Now I want to go back with country music, but I want to go to music in general. Before you made this your full-time job, were you doing this? What were you doing exactly?
No, I'm a carpenter by trade, mm-hmm. and so I build stuff back at home, and just moved over to doing painting with a couple of my best buddies, and so I've always been a blue collar guy, and so I started my own business doing contracting and all that. But so I'm a carpenter, but also a painter right now, and that's kind of what pays the bills at the moment.
But the thing is, though, you're giving us fantastic music too, though. What kind of stories do you like to tell through your music?
Yeah, I grew up just loving the storytelling in country music. So like Brad Paisley he was my inspiration. He's why I love playing guitar. He's why I want to do country music. He just tells stories just so well, and he'll go from the softies to the tongue-in-cheek kind of stuff, and I love that. So anything that comes from the heart and anything that comes from life experiences, I just want to tell it. Yeah, so those are the kind of my favorite ones that that I get to tell is the ones that come out of life experiences, because I think when you do that, it helps people relate a lot more, and they can go, oh yeah, that's happened to me, or I've been through that, and I think it connects people.
What was the first song that you wrote? Do you remember?
Oh man, I don't remember what my first song was, but my first country song that I wrote was, it was called Hearts Unwind.
What was that one about?
Honestly, it was about, you you meet a girl and she's taken, but you want that girl, and so you work your hardest to get her attention and all that stuff, and hopefully you two are the ones ending up riding off in the sunset. But the other one that I wrote, I kind of was writing two of my first songs, and the other one was called Cold, and that one was basically about the whole chorus was just, my blood was cold, my love was cold, and it sounds very depressing, but the whole point of the song was that I didn't know how to love people until I knew how to be loved, in a way. And so it goes a little more deeper. That's the comparison between the softy and the tongue-in-cheek stuff. But I think it came from my heart, and it came from the place where I was just at that time. And yeah.
But somehow, man, leading into those songs and your songwriting and stuff, there were some awards that came down your way, wasn't there?
Yeah, this October got a BCCMA, the British Columbia Country Music Association. We had our awards, and I got the Ray McCauley Horizon Award, which was pretty cool.
What was your thoughts, man, when you were there at the award show and then you hear your name being called out for this?
It was, I had people asking if did you prepare a speech or anything? And I went, no, why? And they went, well, what if you win? I went, oh, I'm not going to win. I don't have a dang song out there. I didn't have anything to show to my name. Mm-hmm. And then when I got my name called, I went, are you sure? Like, really? So it was very surprising. But I thought it was, it was really cool because I haven't even put a song on it yet. Yeah. But I get this award, and I think it showed the true support of the country community, which I thought was really cool to have them behind me on that.
Yeah, no, and I've always said this, I've always told people, especially in genres, country music, Canadian country music, everybody's a family, and there's always room for somebody else to take that stage. For you to be able to do that, my friend, Pillow Talkin' is the song that's going to do it for you too. What's the inspiration behind this? Because when I'm thinking about Pillow Talkin', it could be, several things, and probably things I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, it could be. It could go a couple different ways. Oh, yeah. But this song, I actually wasn't a writer on this one, but it got pitched to me through Kelly Archer, who I had just written with as well. So we had written another single called I'll Be Over Me Too. And she showed me this one. She went, man, this is something that I think that, it's catchy, it suits your style. And so she pitched it to me, and once I heard the song, it was, I couldn't say no. It was so catchy. The words were the lyrics were unreal, and the story kind of goes. It's a little open to interpretation. So I think the hook is, even with her gone, I'm haunted, but I still hear her pillow talking. And so she's gone. We don't know why she's gone, but the whole song is reminiscing about the things that they did together, and how he can't get over her, basically. And so it pulls you in, definitely.
With a great song like that, is there a chance for an EP or album following this? Because it sounds like you're doing a lot of writing.
We're doing a heck of a lot of writing, and definitely we're going to put out a few singles and kind of see where that traction gets to, but we're definitely working our way towards an EP or album.
What's happening in 2020 for you? Tours, shows, anything like that? Will we be seeing you when the upcoming CCMAs happens? What's going to happen with you?
That's a great question. That's one that I'd like to know too.
Yeah, since we're in the offices here.
You hear that? It's I got the privilege to play Fan Village this last year at CCMAs, so that was fun. And also our MDM showcase, my label showcase. That was my debut as my own artist with them. But 2020, I'm not really sure what we got coming down the pipeline. It's I love the songwriting stuff. Like, I love that part of music, and I love telling stories, if it's me telling it or me writing it for somebody else. So I would love to be involved with anything with the songwriting workshop sort of thing, and and yeah, hopefully we can, you know, catch a tour or something coming up. I'm not really sure. After Christmas, it's kind of, we'll see where she goes.
Well, let's then talk about Christmas itself. What is your favorite holiday moment, man? You know, whether it be a gift when you were growing up or just something that happened.
Man, my favorite holiday moment was always going to cut down a Christmas tree with my family. It was a time where we'd all get together, and you know, they would never choose my tree that I chose, but whatever. But it was just those moments that, you know, if families, if they get along, if they don't, Christmas seems to be a time that brings people together anyways. And so it was always a really cool moment when we go out and, you know, you get the hot chocolate, you get the candy canes, you're walking around trying to find that perfect tree, and there's just something about it that felt, you know, there's this togetherness in it. And so that was always my favorite. So even when, you know, I lived on my own for a long time now, but you know, I still go cut down a Christmas tree every Christmas.
Well, you know what? Before we even wrap this up, too, then, what is the perfect tree? What should people look for? As we're speaking, it's still early, so what do you look for in the perfect Christmas tree?
That's tough.
I know families are all different and everything,
Yeah.
but what do you consider the perfect tree?
I don't worry about every side looking perfect, because the bad side you can always put against the wall. But I would say, you know, you got to have. I'm a Douglas fir guy, and so you need the perfect amount of bushiness, but you don't want it drooping too much, right? And so I would say perfect Christmas tree, you got to have it full, and you can't up where the star goes on or the angel. Yep. You know, it's got to be the prettiest part of the tree. It does. It's got to be nice. It's got to be triangular, and yeah. But you want a full Christmas tree. You got to hang those ornaments on it, so it's got to be strong branches. So yeah.
I don't know, man. I've always had a taste for the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I always love that one.
Okay.
But look,
Yeah.
you know, we got to know everything else that's going on in 2020. Social media is the place to go to follow you. Where do we go to find out everything that's happening? Cross fingers, we will see you at the CCMAs.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on all platforms, Tyler Joe Miller. So that's for Instagram, it's for Facebook, all those things. And then my website is tylerjoemiller.com as well.
Fantastic, my friend. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing the new single and everything that's happening with you. And cross fingers, man, I will see you at the CCMAs in 2020.
Hopefully. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.